Some places aren't closed to protect you. They're closed because what's inside is unstable, uncontrollable, or too dangerous to risk another human life. These zones don't appear on travel blogs. There are no second chances, and in many cases, no official records of what truly happened inside. These are 10 forbidden zones you were never meant to see, and the terrifying reasons no one ever returns. Number 10. Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. At first glance, Bikini Atoll looks like a tropical paradise, clear blue water, palm trees, and untouched beaches. But beneath that beauty lies one of the most radioactive places on Earth. Between 1946 and 1958, the United States conducted 23 nuclear tests here, including the Castle Bravo test, which was over 1,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. Entire islands were vaporized, and radioactive fallout spread far beyond predicted zones. The local population was relocated with promises of return that never came. Radiation contaminated soil, groundwater, and marine life, making long-term human habitation unsafe even decades later. Scientific studies confirmed dangerously high levels of cesium in locally grown food. While short research visits are allowed under controlled conditions, civilians are strictly prohibited from living there. People don't return to Bikini Atoll because the damage was not temporary. The radiation didn't disappear, it settled in. This forbidden zone exists as a permanent reminder that some scars never heal. Number 9. Varosha, Cyprus. Varosha was once a glamorous Mediterranean resort visited by celebrities and tourists from around the world. In 1974, during the Turkish invasion of Cyprus, the city was evacuated in a matter of hours. Families fled their homes believing they would return in days. Instead, Varosha was sealed off behind barbed wire and military checkpoints for nearly half a century. Nature slowly reclaimed the city. Hotels collapsed, streets cracked, and personal belongings remained exactly where they were left. Entry was strictly forbidden, with warnings of arrest or even lethal force. The city became a ghostly time capsule, modern life frozen mid-motion. Although limited access has recently been discussed politically, the area remains largely restricted. No one ever returned to reclaim their homes. Varosha is forbidden because reopening it would mean reopening unresolved war, displacement, and loss. Number 8. Diego Garcia, Indian Ocean. Diego Garcia is one of the most secretive military locations on the planet. Officially listed as a British territory, it hosts a major U.S. military base that plays a critical role in global surveillance and military operations. Civilian access is completely prohibited. No tourism, no journalism, no independent inspection. In the late 20th century, the island's entire native population was forcibly removed to make way for the base. Former residents were relocated thousands of miles away and are still denied the right to return. Satellite imagery of the island is limited, and information about operations conducted there is classified. People don't return from Diego Garcia because they are never allowed in to begin with. It remains forbidden because acknowledging everything that happened there would raise serious legal and human rights questions. Number 7. Runit Dome, Marshall Islands. Runit Dome, often called the Tomb, holds radioactive debris from U.S. nuclear testing in the Pacific. In the late 1970s, contaminated soil including plutonium was dumped into a massive crater and sealed under a concrete dome. The structure was never designed for long-term containment. Cracks have already formed, and rising sea levels threaten to flood the site. If the dome fails, radioactive material could leak directly into the ocean, affecting ecosystems far beyond the island. The area is strictly restricted, with no civilian access allowed. There is no permanent cleanup plan. The dome simply sits there, aging, exposed, and unstable. Runit Dome is forbidden because it represents a problem no government knows how to undo. Number 6. Pyramiden, Norway. Pyramiden was a Soviet mining town in the Arctic Circle, abandoned almost overnight in 1998. Today, it stands frozen in time. Schools, apartments, and cultural centers left intact. But visiting is extremely dangerous. The real threat isn't the buildings, it's nature. Polar bears roam freely. Temperatures can kill within minutes, and rescue operations are nearly impossible due to isolation. Visitors are required to carry rifles, and wandering alone is illegal. Several people who underestimated the environment were never rescued in time. Pyramiden is forbidden not by walls or laws, but by an unforgiving landscape that allows no mistakes. Number 5. Gunkanjima Island, Japan. Gunkanjima Island, officially known as Hashima Island, sits off the coast of Nagasaki and looks like a concrete fortress rising from the sea. Once, it was the most densely populated place on Earth, housing thousands of workers employed in undersea coal mines. When the mines shut down in 1974, the island was abandoned almost overnight, Families left behind furniture, tools, and personal belongings, sealing the island's fate as a decaying monument to industrial collapse. Today, the island is structurally unstable. Saltwater corrosion, typhoons, and decades of neglect have weakened buildings to the point where entire sections can collapse without warning. Although limited guided tours are allowed, more than 70% of the island is strictly forbidden. Visitors are barred from entering residential blocks, underground tunnels, and interior stairwells due to the constant risk of falling debris. Several injuries have already occurred from unauthorized exploration. Authorities continue to tighten restrictions because one wrong step can be fatal. Gunkanjima is forbidden not because of secrecy, but because time itself is tearing it apart, faster than anyone can stop. Number 4. Ramri Island, Myanmar. Ramri Island is surrounded by one of the most dangerous natural environments on Earth. Its dense mangrove swamps are home to saltwater crocodiles, venomous snakes, disease-carrying insects, and thick, oxygen-poor mud that can trap and drown humans within minutes. During World War II, soldiers fleeing through these swamps faced dehydration, infection, wildlife attacks, and exposure, leading to massive loss of life. Even today, large portions of Ramri Island remain inaccessible. Navigation is nearly impossible without local knowledge, and rescue operations are extremely limited. Tides shift rapidly, visibility is poor, and heat exhaustion can set in quickly. Locals avoid certain areas entirely, aware that survival depends on understanding terrain that outsiders underestimate. People who enter unprepared often do not return, not because they disappear mysteriously, but because the environment offers no forgiveness. Ramri Island is forbidden because nature dominates here, and humans are never in control. Number 3. Cheyenne Mountain Complex, United States. Carved deep into solid granite beneath Cheyenne Mountain, this military complex was built to survive a nuclear war. The facility is protected by massive blast doors, shock absorbers, and self-contained life support systems. It once served as the primary command center for North American air defense and remains operational today. Civilian access is absolutely impossible. Even many military personnel are never granted clearance to enter. Every movement inside the complex is monitored, and every system is isolated from the outside world. The facility can seal itself completely, operating independently for extended periods during catastrophic events. The reason no one returns from Cheyenne Mountain is simple. Entry means permanent classification. What happens inside remains inside. This place is forbidden because it exists for scenarios the public is never meant to witness. Number 2. Zone of Silence, Mexico. The Zone of Silence is a remote desert region where communication systems have repeatedly failed. While exaggerated myths exist, real incidents including missile crashes and unexplained signal interference have been officially documented. The Mexican government restricts access due to unexploded military debris, extreme isolation, and harsh survival conditions. Temperatures swing violently, water sources are scarce, and navigation errors can be fatal. Search and rescue missions are difficult, and many lost individuals were found only after severe injury, or not at all. The terrain appears empty, but it punishes mistakes instantly. People don't return because help rarely arrives in time. The Zone of Silence is forbidden because survival depends entirely on preparation and luck. Number 1. Niihau Island, United States. Niihau Island is known as Hawaii's Forbidden Island. Privately owned and strictly controlled, it has been intentionally isolated to preserve native Hawaiian language, culture, and traditions. Access is limited to residents, invited guests, and government officials. Unauthorized entry can result in immediate removal and permanent bans. Modern infrastructure is minimal. There are no resorts, no public utilities, and limited outside communication. Photography is often prohibited, and visitors are expected to respect strict cultural rules. Outsiders who break these rules are escorted off the island and never invited back. No one returns to Niihau because it is not a place for exploration. It is a place of protection. The island remains forbidden not by fear, but by deliberate preservation of a way of life, the modern world almost erased. What makes these places truly terrifying isn't just that they're forbidden, it's that they still exist, right now, silent, sealed, and untouched by the outside world. Some were abandoned because humans made them unlivable. Some are protected because revealing the truth would be too dangerous. And others remain closed because once a line is crossed, there is no undoing it. These zones remind us of something unsettling. Human curiosity has limits. And when those limits are ignored, consequences follow. If you were given a chance to enter just one of these places, with no guarantee of return, would curiosity still win? If this video made you uneasy, that's the point. Because the most dangerous places on Earth aren't hidden in fiction, they're hidden behind locked gates, warning signs, and silence. Subscribe for more real forbidden places, hidden history, and dangerous truths the world doesn't want explored. And tell me in the comments, which zone would you never dare to enter, even if you were allowed?